Nathan Astle, welcome to the Valdra BB Show. So glad that you're here. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm fine. I want to hear just a little bit about this men's survey. I see you have limited time. So I'd love to know about this new survey that's showing just an astronomical number of men are feeling the pressure, but they're staying silent. What are they feeling pressure about?
Yeah, well, one thing it's important to talk about this, especially now in June being Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. But this Beyond Finance survey showed that only 27% of men rated their mental health as excellent, and less than that, even just 15% said that their financial health was excellent. One of the things we're seeing is that mental health and financial health are deeply intertwined. And so we got to make sure that we're making space to talk about, hey, when our finances are struggling, we might be struggling too. Let's talk about it. Let's make this a safe conversation to have.
I think most partners, female partners, do that to them. Not all, probably. So, how are the financial pressures showing up in our families and in our partnerships and in our relationships?
Great question. When we are feeling this kind of pressure or stress, it can lead to frustration, anxiety, overwhelm, but really a lot of embarrassment. And one thing we do know is that shame leads to secrecy. And part of maybe an alarming part of this Beyond Finance survey is over half of men acknowledge that they had some kind of financial secret that they've kept from their partner. And obviously, secret keeping in our relationships can really hurt and really challenge how we function together. So it's important that we acknowledge and we make space for men to talk about money, to talk about some of their stressors. And this happens both in our relationships, but also in our culture. We need to make it okay for men to be vulnerable, to acknowledge, hey, I don't have it all together, and that's okay. What can we do as a team, as a partnership, and as a family so that we're not dealing with this alone?
There's so many things we could explore here, but we don't have the time. So I'm going to ask you. So for the men that are feeling overwhelmed, and the words you use was shame and regret, things like that. How do we help them build their confidence so that they can be leaders of our families and our homes?
Well, I think it really does start with just acknowledging that you don't have to have it all figured out and doing that with your people. Humans aren't supposed to do things alone. So find your people, friends, partners, professionals, wherever you need to. Second thing I'd recommend is start small. You don't have to do it all at once. Um, Make a small plan, a small budget, a small goal, and just put one foot in front of the other. You don't have to have this big master plan that gets you everything right all at once. It's not fair, it's not realistic. And lastly, and I think maybe most importantly, remember you are not your paycheck, you are not your debt. These are things that you have and need to deal with, but it doesn't make you who you are. Your value isn't up for debate, no matter what's going on with your bank account or your debt or your credit cards. So I think if we can find a little bit of extra compassion and grace for ourselves, for the men in our lives, for everybody, hey, we do a lot better. So remember, this is something you're dealing with, but it doesn't make you a good or a bad person. Those things aren't up for debate.
Where do we go online and get some more information? Because this obviously is something that many people are experiencing.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a great starting point is you can go to beyondfinance.com and you actually have a free downloadable personal finance guide under their financial wellness section. And there's just a ton of really great resources at Beyond Finance. So definitely don't feel like you have to deal with this in isolation. Get the help that you need so you can move forward.
Nathan, this has been very eye-opening. Let me tell you, I want to thank you for talking about that. And thank you so much for being my guest on the Valdra BB Show. I really appreciate it.
Of course, thanks so much for having me.
Hi, I'm Valdra Beebe, host of The Valdra Beebe Show. We have over 1,000 videos on ValderBBShow.com and YouTube.com/ValderBBShow. We upload new videos daily. Our site is a modern baby boomer platform with news and information important to boomers. Subscribe to youtube.com/ValderBBShow and stay connected as I interview the world's most fascinating people.